What's going on, ladies and gents? This is episode 7 of the TEW IX Draft Wars. I'm BT Savage, and of course, I'm with MAXHITMATT. In this episode, once again, I say it every time, we're cooking. We're still on the road to Judgment Day for me. That's on the road to Bad Blood. This episode, obviously, we're going to do SmackDown, Raw, Velocity, Heat, as always. I've got Triple H in the main event. Undertaker's coming back. The final participant announced for the Cruiserweight title ladder match 4-way. And much more, of course. And then obviously Matt, with his Raw.
Yeah, we got John Cena in action. We got Chris Jericho coming back from his, I guess, assault from Kane. He'll come back. I'm sure he has a few things to say there. Maybe we'll hear from The Rock. Maybe we'll hear from JBL. I'm not too sure. But it's going to be a stacked Raw, as I'm sure it's going to be a stacked SmackDown. Let's get into it, man. We're both on the build to pay-per-views now, so let's get it done.
Let's go. Alright,
so we're here with Monday Night Raw. 10,060 people in Utah. The D Events Center, or as they called it, the D's Nuts Events Center. We kick off with an 87 off the rip. Let's just talk about that. That's killer. But Chris Jericho's back. Of course, he was attacked by Kane. Was put through a table. Was sent into those production boxes. He calls out Eddie Guerrero and Kane, but Kane obviously doesn't appear. He calls out Eddie, and Eddie's like, "Hey man, like what's going on? It's good to see you back." He's like, "Don't even start. You're to blame for this. I feel like you're to blame. Like." These people deserve an answer. You behind this trying to get a one-up on me for the pay-per-view match? And Eddie's like, nah, man. You can trust me. He's like, you're the last person that should be saying that. I do trust you. You are my friend, but... And it's Latino heat. Lie, cheat, and chill. Yeah, bro. Lie, cheat, and steal. And Eddie's like, nah, man. And, nothing to do with me. Jericho said, you should have had my back. Tonight, I'm in the main event against JBL. I need you to watch my back. And Eddie's like, yeah, man, of course. 87 there. And man, Jericho's pissed, though.
Yeah, Jericho's furious, man. I don't blame him.
100%. 87, man. Let's go. Moving to our opener. I knew this was going to kind of bring it down a little bit, but A-Train defeats Rikishi in 10 minutes and 10 seconds with a derailer. A-Train building up a little bit of steam. 61, not bad. We then get Trish Stratus backstage, who informs Bischoff that Christian is not here tonight and will be back next week in Canada. Of course, Trish in Canada, Christian in Canada, half my roster in Canada. Well, Bischoff says, you know what, he better be here next week, because after that attack last week against John Cena, I have an announcement next week, and you know what, he better come to the ring for it. 81.
Wow.
81. We're cooking tonight, but I don't think this is going to be a good show, because just some of the matches are not quite there tonight.
You say that, but...
We then get an announcement, little hype video. The Rock concert is back next week in Canada. And next week's going to be a big show. Yeah, The Rock's going to hold a concert next week, and I'm sure there's got a few things to say about JBL.
Oh, of course.
We then had Booker T defeat Finlay. Of course, he demanded a match last week. He said, you know what? You people need to understand that I am as good as I am. So I'm going to show you. He did all of that. And he proved it, man. 13.5 minutes. With the scissors kick, he defeats Finlay. 75 for Booker, 59 for Finlay. After that, Val Venus says, you know what, tonight I've got a match against John Cena. And I gotta say, I'm twice the man that he is. Not just down there, but also in my head. I know. I'm a veteran compared to that little punk. And I'm gonna prove that to him tonight.
Wow.
Turn him heel because Val Venus as a face 2004 is disgusting.
That is hideous.
Yes. So Val Venus is 56. It's whatever. I had to turn him heel. We then get a 3-on-3 tag team match. It's a bit of a weird one. RVD and the Hardy Boys defeat Lance Storm, Stevie Richards, and Nitro. Pretty much the job squad at this point. When Jeff Hardy pinned Johnny Nitro with the Swanton Bomb. That's awesome. 67 for Matt Hardy, 73 for Jeff, 87 for Rob Van Dam, 28 for Nitro, 56 for Richards, and a 63 for Lance Storm. It is what it is. It just needs to happen. It's one of those Raws where you just, you throw some guys in a tag team match and you make it happen. And that's what happened here. I'm sure if we did RVD, Lance Storm, or RVD, Stevie Richards, and then Jeff Hardy, Lance Storm, it would have been better. But this works. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Get a 51. I knew that this wasn't going to be that good, but you've got to remember it's Raw in Canada. We get a hype that Edge will be taking on Lance Storm next week. Yeah, that's hyped up. It's non-title, but there is going to be a match there. 51. We then get Lita defeating Jazz with a moonsault. 59 for Lita, who was off her game, and a 52 for Jazz. 63. This isn't bad. Of course, we know Lita is going to take on Gail Kim next week as well. So Raw in Canada is almost like a mini pay-per-view, man. It's pretty big.
Oh yeah, I would love to see that.
We then have Bischoff tell A-Train. He says, "You know what, man? You have impressed me tonight. You've impressed me in the recent weeks. You know what? You lost that tag team last week, but I mean, it was against Rob Van Dam and Eddie Guerrero. I'm gonna give you a shot. You're number one contender. Bad blood. I think I said Backlash earlier, but that was a mistake. But Bad Blood, it is going to be you and Edge for the Intercontinental Championship. It's going to be a cool match. I'm not going to lie.
That should be fun.
Eddie Guerrero's then backstage and is just sort of talking. He's just like, I can't believe Chris Jericho would try and blame me. When I first won this World Heavyweight title, he was one of the first people to come and congratulate me, say he's proud of me. My reputation as, getting the job done no matter how it's done has kind of put me in this situation, and I just want to say, Jericho, that I had nothing to do with this. This was just Kane being Kane, and even if I had nothing to do with it, I don't think you should still blame me, because, Jericho was saying, well, even if you didn't do it, you should have been there. And he's saying, that's not fair, man. I had a match, and it happened as I was getting ready for my match. That's not fair. 75 there. Just Eddie kind of explaining his side of it. Then get John Cena defeating Val Venus in about 11 minutes with the FU. Classic John Cena stuff. Gets all his moves in. We get maybe a low blow from Val, really trying to put over that he is a heel. But John Cena, actually maybe not a low blow, because I feel like that's been what's going on this whole storyline. Maybe he tries to expose the turnbuckle or something, and Cena catches it with the FU. 72. After that match, Big Show says he wants a match for Bad Blood. He comes into the office and he says, you know what, everyone else is getting these matches. Why aren't you proud of me? Bischoff says, calm down. I've known you for how many years? Of course I'm proud of you. You've been killing it. You have been the best version of Big Show in the past 3 years. Big Show says, alright. And he says, you know what, you want a match? There is a thorn in my side, Mr. Matt Hardy. Old Booker T about it. He got the job done. Get the job done against Hardy at Bad Blood. You two one-on-one. Let's make it happen. 69, not great. I'm hoping we can deliver here. And in our main event, we get an 82. So what happens in this match is Jericho and JBL obviously put on a clinic for 14 minutes, of course. And then Jericho's about to put him into Walls of Jericho. Pyro goes off. It's Kane. He releases the walls. Kane sort of walks slowly down to the ring. Jericho's like, come on, bring it. Come on, bring it. Gets turned around into the powerbomb. JBL picks up the 1, 2, 3. 79 for Jericho. 62 for JBL. This is not bad. An 82 for this is really good, by the way.
That's a good main event.
Yeah, Kane then lays into Jericho, hits him with the choke slam. Eddie Guerrero hits the ring. He's got a chair. He takes out Kane, hits him across the back a couple times. Maybe, Kane sort of stumbles out of the ring and starts to walk up the ramp. Eddie, sort of, say daps him up, but lifts up Jericho and turns his back around to Kane as if to, make sure that Kane's not coming back. And Jericho hits him from behind. It's not exactly... I don't feel... This is not a heel turn. This is... Chris Jericho's had enough. He wants that title. He's had enough. Eddie should have been there. As soon as that pyro went off, he thinks Eddie should have been there. That's what this is. This isn't a heel turn. This is... These guys are meeting in 3 to 4 weeks for the title. That's what this is. 82 rating there as well. Good stuff. Finish up the show on an 82.
It's a big show.
That is a
great
good show. I was a little worried about the show. I'm not going to lie to you. I was worried. This sort of middle part is what worried me. But we sort of carried through and we did okay here. Really, really fun show. I feel like we're really finding our feet here with Raw. Now it's time to go to probably the A show for everyone. I get it. SmackDown. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah. We are live here with my SmackDown in the Fort Worth Convention Center in Texas, of course, in front of 10,218 people. We kick off with Texas's own The Undertaker. He's back on SmackDown after weeks and weeks being out, taken out by Regal. Taker comes out and pretty much says, Judgment Day has arrived for you, Mr. Regal. You thought you could take me out for good. You can never take out the dead man. And I promise you, speaking of Judgment Day, I want you for Judgment Day, and there's no way you're backing out. There's no way of you running away. I will get my hands on you, and at the end of the day, you will rest in peace. Short and sweet. Taker and Regal, Judgment Day. It's gonna happen. 78 rated promo to start the show.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. And Taker's back. It feels like SmackDown again. Taker's back. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. This is huge. Huge shit for Undertaker. We're getting some in-ring action as Rene Dupree defeats Hardcore Holly in over 15 minutes with the Dupree driver. 66 rated match there. 49 for Rene. 62 for Hardcore Holly.
Yeah.
What a match, yeah. We'll take that. And then we're into Stephanie's office. Stephanie McMahon's office, and Jamie Noble's in there, and it's like, Steph, it's the last week. I know, you saved the best for last. I'm going to be announcing that Cruiserweight title match, and Jamie Noble's jumping up and down. He's excited, he's dancing. And then out of shot, out of frame, Shawn Michaels, switching music's Jamie Noble. Out of nowhere. Fumi's taken out, and Shawn, he stands there for a second looking at Jamie Noble. He's like, Steph, I haven't heard from Mick Foley all week. I'm concerned. What's happening with me and Foley? I want my hands on Love Resistance. I need my revenge. This is ridiculous. You see, my ankle, my leg is fine. I just kicked that man. My leg is fine. And Stephanie's like, look, Shawn, I got this tape. Foley said something earlier today. I'm going to put the tape in, and you can see what Foley said. And puts up on the TV in the office, and Foley's like, Shawn, hey man, look, I'm not here on SmackDown tonight, but I did have some talks, and I believe I found us a partner to make this official for Judgment Day. I will be on SmackDown next week, and I hope you are too, because I think I got a partner lined up, and I'm ready to kick some French La Resistance ass. Have a nice day. And yeah, there we go. 80 rated segment right there. Oh, Jamie Noble did not come out looking good. I wonder why. As you see, Shen Benjamin backstage looking at the monitor. We got a tag team match coming up next. Evolution. Ric Flair and Randy Orton going up against Rosie and Hurricane, of course. And yeah, here we go.
Very good. Like, I just want to say, this is a great start to SmackDown.
That's a great start. I love it, bro. Well, then we got this, though. We got Evolution, Flair and Orton defeating Hurricane and Rosie. When we got a little tag team finish here. We got Ric Flair locking in the figure 4, and then Randy Orton does the punt kick. It's a pretty unique tag team finisher. And Evolution pick up the win. 65 rated match there, 64 for Randy Orton, 69 for Flair, 46 for Rosie, and 64 for the Hurricane. So, yeah, not
unfortunately,
bad.
yeah, the obviously the timing, them not working well, kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's sad, bro. We got a little hype video. Regal will appear on SmackDown next week. Let's go home SmackDown to Judgment Day. I wonder what Regal has to say about all this. This is going to be wild.
Can't imagine he's too happy with that one.
Oh, I don't imagine that. He's praying to the Queen. And then we got Evolution going to Stephanie McMahon's office. And Triple H is saying, I see what you got lined up for me tonight in the main event. Maven? Maven. This is the challenge that I get before 2 weeks before Judgment Day, before my big title match. Yeah, I'm about to win. I'm gonna win the belt, and you line me up with Maven. Oh, Stephanie, I knew you weren't always the brightest woman, but this is just blasphemous. This is asinine. You know, I'm gonna have a tough time tonight, Steph. Oh, and they just walk out. They walk out. They're amused, man. And then Stephanie just has like this smirk on her face. It's almost like she knows something that we don't know. I don't know, bro. Stephanie is a wild one, bro. And it gets an 86. Yeah.
That is great. Great segment, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. We got Devon Dudley, one half of the tag team champions, defeating Johnny Samboli with the saving grace. Just over 11 minutes, 63 rated. Match there, 64 for Devon, 37 for Johnny Samboli. Decent match.
Honestly, like, I think this is a prime example of like storyline making sense and remembering this is TV. And I think I do kind of want to shout someone out real quickly. On episode 3, there was a comment about Backlash. So it's not spoilers because it's previous. 83 is more than enough. I feel like you're too hard on yourself for not expecting 100s or 90s off the bat, and they prefer realistic booking, and that's what we're trying to go for here. So yeah, huge thank you to them again. We'll shout them out. Control room guy. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. And we got Loud Resistance. They're backstage, and they obviously heard throughout the night what's going on. And Renee's talking, he's like, look, we're not worried about Foley, we're not worried about Sean. They're looking for a partner. And I've got the inside scoop. I talked to most of the young guys here on SmackDown, and there is no one that wants to align themselves, team with Foley, because they think he's old, he smells, he's fat, and they just need to take him out back and treat him like old Yeller and put him down for good. So we're fine. We're gonna cruise into Judgment Day. We're gonna beat the old timers down, and we're gonna be megastars and rise to the top by the end of Judgment Day. And yeah, look, that's their message, man.
La Resistance, man. Like, I can't wait a year into the safe and just to see where Rene Dupree is, man. I can't wait.
Oh man, it's gonna be great times.
Cool.
Wow.
Stephanie
Stephanie
Carey.
announces the final participant in the 4-way cruiserweight title ladder match. It's Paul London, and it's official now. We got all four participants for that cruiserweight title match: Tajiri, Ultimate Dragon, Chubba Guerrero, and Paul London. That should be a banger.
And in the ladder match, don't forget, like, that's what's so cool about this.
In the ladder match, yeah, look. Honestly, yeah. That's sick, man. 88, that's, wow.
Wow.
We have Chubba Guerrero picking up a win against Billy Kidman in 14.5 minutes with the Brainbuster. 73 rated match there, 65 for Chavo, 56 for Billy Kidman. Good match.
Yeah, that's a solid match.
Good match.
Hell yeah.
And we see Jamie Noble. He wakes up from his super kick. He's in the back. He walks up to Simon Slaughter in the back. He's like, Sarge, man, did I get announced for the cruiserweight title match? And Sarge, he's like, Jamie Noble, I apologize. He didn't. You pipsqueak pencil neck geek. He pats him on the back and he walks away. And Jamie Noble, he puts his head down. And then he starts walking away. He walks out of the arena. Alright, so I just want to say, look. 1 like equals 1 hug for Jamie Noble. Can we just hit the like button on this video?
Yes,
Jamie Noble needs it, man. It's
That's funny.
sad times for Jamie Noble, man. Can't lie.
Oh shit, 1 like equals 1 hug.
Yeah, man. And then we got hype video here. Both Triple H and Benoit will appear on the Go Home SmackDown the Judgment Day, so anything can happen. The final sort of tension with those two before their big title match at Judgment Day against 74. And then in the main event of the evening, as you can see on your screens, wow, look, how this goes, I'd imagine what this went for 14.5 minutes. I'd imagine for about 10 minutes, Triple H is just dominating the match. He's taking it slow, beating the shit out of Maven. He's laughing. He's having a good time. Then Maven maybe makes a bit of a comeback, but then Triple H gets back in control. He does his moves, the spine buster, the knee, you know, all that. Triple H then goes for the pedigree. And you hear big pop from the crowd. Benoit comes out. And Triple H is pissed. He wants to get his hands on Benoit. And Benoit, he's distracted him. He's teasing him and shit. And then Maven, he goes for the roll up. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. You hear JR on commentary. Back fucking going. Back on Maven. Maven with the biggest win of the century on SmackDown. Back on. That big nose freak. Lost. Triple H, you son of a bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, JR, we're gonna get off the air, brother. And it's a big celebration. Maven with the win over the big time mega main event star Triple H. Oh my goodness, this is one of the biggest endings to SmackDown we've ever seen here. And it's wild, man. The crowd erupts here in Texas, bro. 10,000, it sounds like 100,000 in that arena, bro. Main event Maven is real, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, 100%.
Main event Maven.
I'm Maven.
Did you know I beat Triple H on May 21st, 2004?
And this is behind the scenes.
81 rated there as well. 82, fuck you. Yes, man. Holy man.
That's
What a
so
SmackDown.
What a SmackDown. But you know what? It's time for the real shows. Velocity and Heat.
Velocity and Heat.
Let's go get it.
We are here with my Velocity here in the Luis T. Diaz Coliseum in Puerto Rico. 62 rated Velocity. We kick off with a WWE.com exclusive. Maven is seen celebrating over the win over Triple H. He has tears in his eyes, and he says, "I'm main event Maven. I've made it. I'm solidified here on SmackDown." Thank you to all the people who helped me. Don't shave my eyebrows. Nate Dupree defeats Ricky Banderas. Batista does a self-life promo. Jindrak defeats Funaki. We get a Judgment Day hype video with the theme song. Zebra Head falling apart. What a banger, bro. That's just, it just makes sense.
The best.
And then Paul London, Hurricane and Rosie defeat Chavo Guerrero and Kyodai in the main event. What a velocity. Let's go to Heat.
Alright, and we are here for Heat, of course, 1,000 people. Diaz Coliseum. Matt Hardy's self-promo. He says he will conquer the Big Show. Shannon Moore defeats Nova. Stratus promotes Raw in Canada. Molly Holly defeats Terry. Bischoff teases his announcement for that Christian John Cena. And Rhino defeats Val Venus. Guys, that has been episode 7, I believe. Goodness, we are pumping through them. I appreciate all the support. We're loving this. We are absolutely loving this. I cannot wait for Bad Blood. I can't wait for Judgment Day. Man, before we know it, it's going to be SummerSlam.
Yeah, man. Before we know it, we'll probably get to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. Imagine Mania. Oh, wow. I can't wait.
Oh, man. It's going to be great, man. But the next episode or two is going to be really hype. Judgment Day coming up.
Yeah, Raw in Canada the same week.
Raw in Canada. Bad Blood's coming up.
Yeah. It's
real exciting times in the save. But until next time, I'm BT Savage. This is MAXHITMATT. We'll see you on the next episode of TEW IX, The Draft Wars.